Hey singers, welcome back to the weekly warm-up. It's Laura. I am here today in my new glasses. I'll be honest, I don't really know how I feel about these glasses, but I do know how I feel about audiation. 2 thumbs up, I love it. It's something I'm interrupting myself to say. If you haven't heard this word before, audiating or audiation is hearing pitches in your head. It's something that I've made a whole long video about before, about all of its many benefits for choral singers especially. It can help you with your tuning, it can help you with your ensemble, it can help you with your music learning, even with performance anxiety. So I made a big video, I'm gonna link it up here, and you can check that out. But today I wanna show you a practical exercise for working on it, because it can be a hard thing to know how to start developing that skill. So today we're gonna work on not just how to audiate, but how to audiate while we sing. So today, rather than hearing a pitch and then replicating it, we're going to actually be audiating as we sing. And this is not only gonna help you in all those other ways that I already mentioned, but it's gonna have a major technical benefit. One thing that I hear singers doing quite frequently is sort of fishing around for pitches. And this tends to coincide with not actively supporting the voice. So when I hear singers kind of just sliding their voices around until they hear their voice reach a pitch that sounds right, this usually coincides with what I've heard described as hold and drag type of support. And I did actually a video about that too. You can check that out. But really the essence of it is that some singers will kind of firm their abdomen or kind of lock on to their first pitch and then just kind of drag that support all the way through the sung phrase. And what that ends up with is a lot of vocal tension and sort of a lack of that lively and dynamic support that we want to feel to keep our air moving. This can happen at the same time as that fishing around for notes type of approach to pitch. So you can kind of see that the things kind of move hand in hand. If you are supporting and singing one pitch and then sliding the pitch and the support around, it's never going to be as accurate or as dynamic, as fresh and as energetic as starting with one pitch, starting with fresh support, actively hearing the next pitch and moving to it with intention and new support, and so on and so forth. So here's what the exercise is going to look like. We're gonna start out singing one pitch. I'm gonna start here, and I'm gonna do this on ah. You can do it on any sound you like. I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to hear in my mind a major third up, move my voice to it, hear the first pitch, and move my voice back down. So I'm going to, now, as I said that, can you hear that in your head? Can you hear what pitch might be a major third up from here? If you can, then you are audiating already. That's the first step. So I'm going to sing and it will sound like this. So the thing you can't hear me doing is thinking the next pitch before I move to it. And the only way to know if you're being successful with that is to know if you hear the pitch before you move to it. But I will tell you, if you're sort of smearing or sliding your way around, that's a sign that you're not hearing the pitch clearly before you go to it. It is possible to hear a pitch clearly in your head and then slide your voice to it. But for the purposes of right now, let's just try and make it pretty clean. So let's do that together. There's our starting pitch. So hear it, we're gonna sing that one, move up a major third and back down. One more time. Let's clean out our ears. Let's do it one more time. So now we're going to make the pattern a little more challenging, because both of these things, this sliding lack of audiation and this holding and dragging support, both tend to get worse the more complicated a pattern is. So as our next step, we're going to move through that major third by whole steps. So we'll start here, and then we'll move up a whole step, up another whole step, down a whole step, and then down to the original pitch. So each time, of course, we will hear the pitch, then move to it, etc. Starting here. Great. Do that with me. Let's go together. One final time, and just see what it feels like in terms of the way you're using your air. Are you locking into one note and then sliding that support through, or does each note have a fresh attack? Here we go. Rinse out our ears, and there we go. Ready, and. So if this is challenging for you, you can stop at any time. You can even just do the major thirds. You can even just try to hear a major third, and that's enough for today. Audiation is challenging to start with, but it actually improves quite fast if you do this a little bit each day. So if those first two have been manageable for you, I want you to try the hardest version of this, which is half steps. So it's exactly the same thing. You know the drill. We're going to move half step, half step, half step, half step, and then back down by half steps. Here we go. Ready? Now this one is really where you're going to start to notice if you've been sort of sliding the voice through. If you're doing sort of there, I'm just sort of moving, pushing my voice. Like, have you ever heard the phrase pushing a noodle? I feel like I'm sort of pushing a noodle upward and then pushing it back downward, sort of up, 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 down, 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 down. And I don't have any clarity as to whether I'm really actually making clean half steps, if they're too big, if they're too small, or if I'm actually arriving at that major third. So this time, let's try and really hear each half step before you go. Ready? It really squeezes your brain, right? One more time. Where's the starting note there? So I introduced this as an audiation exercise, but as I mentioned in the intro, it can also give you a great benefit in terms of the way that you are supporting and really maintaining and kind of refreshing your support as you move through a phrase. So see how this works for you. You can even string all the parts together. You could even do and then you have sort of a breath challenge to go along with it. So really be creative about the way that you use this, but I think this is a great and fairly simple way for you to start out hearing pitches and then moving to them, which is kind of the heart of audiation in the flow of things, rather than just hearing a note and then coming in on it. So let me know all your audiation questions. I hope that this actually helps you to move your skill forward, and I really look forward to seeing you next week. If this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so that I can see you next Thursday. And in the meanwhile, thanks for practicing.